Hi class, guess where I am today? Look, an empty classroom. Can you see your desk? It's a little sad. So I wanted you to see the classroom, see how things are going. I wanted to show you the calendar because guess what? We missed some people's fake birthdays. So I need to say happy fake birthday to Harlow. Her fake birthday is today. But anyway, it's kind of weird to be here alone, and it's super quiet. So it's what we would say a little unnerving that everything's so quiet, especially in this classroom, because usually there's lots of chitting and chatting going on. But okay, so I hope you guys had a great weekend. I'm trying to think what we did. So Friday night, my two boys, Spencer and Elijah, Mr. Potter and I played Mario Kart. And then, no, I did not win. I came in last every single time. And then I started crying because I kept coming in last. So we stopped playing Mario Kart so I wouldn't cry anymore because it was bugging Elijah. And then we played Bomberman, which is kind of an older game, and that was super, super fun. So again, kept coming in last, but luckily I did not cry. So anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. We didn't really do much. Painted. It was kind of just a whole hum weekend. Nothing major, but I hope you guys did something fun. Trey came in today. I'm going to post that video. So I got to see him for just a minute, and that was fun. And okay, chapter 19, let's get to the miraculous journey of Edward Tulane. So to kind of get you caught up, because it's been a few days, Bryce takes Sarah Ruth outside, and he tells her to make a wish on a star, and she takes Edward, and so Edward makes a wish too. So, okay, chapter 19. I can't quite figure out what this picture is. Maybe you guys can figure it out. Can you see it? Yeah. I don't know. It looks like a sock. I don't know. It looks like Edward's face is down. I can't really tell. Anyway, okay, chapter 19. Let's see what happens with Edward. The days passed. The sun rose and set again and again. Sometimes the father came home and sometimes he did not. Edward's ears became soggy and he did not care. His sweater had almost completely unraveled and it didn't bother him. He was hugged half to death and it felt good. In the evenings, at the hands of Bryce, at the ends of the twine, Edward danced and danced. 1 month passed, and then 2, and then 3. Sarah Ruth got worse. In the 5th month, she refused to eat, and in the 6th month, she began to cough up blood. Her breathing became ragged and uncertain, as if she was trying to remember in between breaths what to do, what breathing was. Breathe, honey, Bryce stood over her and said. Breathe, thought Edward from deep inside the well of her arms. Please, please breathe. Bryce stopped leaving the house. He sat at home all day and held Sarah Ruth in his lap and rocked her back and forth and sang to her. On a bright morning in September, Sarah Ruth stopped breathing. Oh, no, said Bryce. Oh, honey, take a little breath, please. Edward had fallen out of Sarah Ruth's arms the night before, and she had not asked for him again. So, face down on the floor, arms over his head, Edward listened as Bryce wept. He listened as the father came home and shouted at Bryce. He listened as the father wept. Oh, look at that picture. Oh, it's heartbreaking. You can't cry, Bryce shouted. You got no right to cry. You never even loved her. You don't know anything about love. I loved her, said the father. I loved her. I loved her too, thought Edward. I loved her, and now she is gone. How could this be, he wondered. How could he bear to live in a world without Sarah Ruth? The yelling between the father and son continued, and then there was a terrible moment when the father insisted that Sarah Ruth belonged to him, that she was his girl, his baby, and that he was taking her to be buried. She ain't yours, Bryce screamed. You can't take her. She ain't yours. But the father was bigger and stronger, and he prevailed. He wrapped Sarah Ruth in a blanket and carried her away. The small house became very quiet. Edward could hear Bryce moving around, muttering to himself, and then finally the boy picked Edward up. "Come on, Jingles," Bryce said. "We're leaving. We're going to Memphis." Okay, that was kind of a short chapter. That's chapter 20. A little emotional. I was trying not to cry. I didn't realize that Sarah Ruth was going to pass away. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope all the assignments are good. You only have one more week.